If you've noticed that simple acts like pursing your lips or chewing elicit small vertical wrinkles to the area above your upper and sometimes lower lip, they're called smoker's lines, but surprisingly, you can get them even if you never smoked. And since your lips and the area around your mouth play such an important role in your appearance, beauty, and your attraction, these wrinkles can have a negative impact on your beauty because they can make your lower face look distressed and aged. But the great news is you don't have to live with them. If you clicked on this video expecting me to tell you that you can get rid of wrinkles around your mouth by using some cream or at-home facial device, I'm sorry to tell you those treatments just won't cut it, but I'm going to show you what really works. I'm going to tell you how we markedly improved severely deep smoker's lines in this woman, and I think the two treatments we used for her are the best ways to treat these lines, and they're also fast and more cost-effective compared to other treatments, and I'll explain why. A lot of people wonder, why did I get smoker's lines if I never smoked? I'll explain exactly why that happens, along with how you can prevent them from happening, and we're starting right now. So who gets smoker's lines? An interesting fact about smoker's lines is that they're much more common in women, in particular women of European ancestry who have smaller lips with thinner skin tissue to the area surrounding their lips. But it can happen to any ancestry, especially if you have a lighter skin type. And we'll get into this in more detail later on. Men compared to women have thicker, denser skin to the area around our lips with facial hair, which protects their skin, and more skin structures like sebaceous glands. Women have thinner skin to this area, and we don't have thick facial hair to protect our skin, and we have less sebaceous glands. People of European ancestry in general usually have thinner skin tissue and lighter skin, which is more susceptible to sun damage, which does a significant part of aging, estimated to around 80%. Here are the main reasons you can develop smoker's lines. Smoking, sun damage, and excessive or hyperactive lip pursing is another reason. And this is because of muscle overactivity. So let's say you play the flute or saxophone and you're pursing your lips together all the time. Also, some people don't play musical instruments and they're just strong lip pursers and they hold a lot of tension to this area. So if you want to prevent smoker's lines, the three main things you can do is avoid smoking and excessive sun exposure. The third method we'll discuss later on. It's really good. Stay tuned. You don't want to miss this. But why is it that you can never have picked up a cigarette in your life and get smoker's lines? Well, that's because everyone, no matter what sex or race you are, will eventually lose collagen and elastin to the skin surrounding your lips. Now, imagine if you're starting out with skin tissue that's thinner to this area around your mouth than someone who has thicker tissue to this area. People with smaller lips usually have thinner skin to their perioral area, which is this area here surrounding your lips and mouth. This makes them more susceptible to getting wrinkles than someone who has thicker tissue like Kelly LeBrock. Comment in the comments section and let me know if you can appreciate the difference in skin density to this area between these two women. Smoker's lines, also known as barcode lines, usually start to appear in your 40s and then continue to deepen into your 50s and 60s. We can grade the severity of somebody's upper lip lines in order to explain how much improvement we can get. So if I were to grade the depth of lines, we would have grade 0 is no lines, grade 1 is mild lines, grade 2 moderate, and grade 3 is severely deep lines. A study has shown that you can improve your lines by 1 or 2 grading scales. So you can go from severely deep lines to mild lines with just a hyaluronic acid filler alone and nothing else. Now, what I like to do is use a combination of neuromodulators like Botox or Dysport, combine that with filler in order to treat these lines. How does Botox help with smoker's lines? Neuromodulators like Botox and Dysport can be used to both prevent and treat upper lip lines from deepening by relaxing the orbicularis oris muscle, which is a sphincter muscle. It surrounds our lips and allows us to purse our lips together. Botox will prevent this muscle from scrunching together as tightly. This woman has 2 of the risk factors we mentioned. Her orbicularis oris muscle is very strong. She's a strong lip purser, but she never smoked a day in her life. But she did get a lot of sun exposure throughout her life, and she's a very light skin type. I initially started treating her with 8 units of Botox to this area, but with future treatments, we went higher as she could tolerate. When I say tolerate, I mean that she had proper muscle function to this area. There's a very unique feeling that you get when you put Botox to this area. And if you want to find out more about that, check this video out. As mentioned before, it's imperative that you customize Botox to each individual. A lot of people would not be able to tolerate the high amount of units that we did on our future treatments, but she had such a strong muscle that she could tolerate it. This treatment is more popularly known as a lip flip, but in this instance, the goal of treatment was not to enhance or enlarge her upper lip like lip flips do, as you can see in this instance. The goal of this treatment was to both treat and prevent her upper lip lines from deepening. And you can see after one treatment it softened her lines by relaxing her muscle so she can't purse her lips together as tightly as she did before. These effects can last around 8 weeks or longer, and the results take 2 weeks to take full effect. It's not instant like filler. Now check this out. This is after she came to me consistently for 10 months, returning for Botox at around every 8 to 12 weeks or so. This is how much more softening she got to her upper lip wrinkles. This is without the use of any fillers, lasers, or any other treatment, just Botox. I'd say that we were able to reduce her wrinkles by about 50 to 60% and improved her by 1 grading scale using Botox alone. She really did not want to do any filler whatsoever. She was against it until I explained to her that she had reached a plateau with Botox and it was no longer going to improve her upper lip lines, that she really needed to utilize filler. So how does filler help with smokers' lines? As mentioned before, we all lose collagen to our skin tissue, which leads to thinning of the skin. And when we use filler, we can go directly into the wrinkles to add volume and thicken the tissue to this perioral area. Smokers' lines often bleed into the actual vermilion lip border, and you can replenish the volume to the vermilion border by using filler because we lose definition and fullness to this area as we age. Here are results from the combination of Botox and 2 syringes of a hyaluronic acid filler. You can see that her upper lip lines have really softened and the area overall looks more hydrated. If you want to know my favorite fillers to treat smokers' lines, check out the description of this video. What might be my favorite now might not be my favorite fillers in the future, as new fillers are always going to come to the market, so if I link it in the description, I can always update you. Other treatments, in my opinion, don't have as much advantages as Botox and fillers to treat upper lip lines. CO2 laser, for instance, it's an ablative laser. You can't use it for all skin types, and they usually require a lot of downtime and a lot of healing. Non-ablative lasers like Fraxel, they don't have as much downtime, but they usually require multiple treatments, and they're not instant. Filler's also immediate. You might bruise for about a week or so. Botox is not immediate, but it takes about 2 weeks to kick in. And this is why I feel like they're more cost effective than if you were to go and have lasers done in this area. Retinol creams, microneedling, they are not going to eradicate wrinkles. They are not going to give you the same results. And remember, Botox is preventative. It can actually prevent your upper lip lines from deepening. If you like this video, don't forget to subscribe to this channel, help this channel grow, share this video with a friend that you think could benefit, and don't forget to watch these videos next.